I once heard 6 words that closed my mind for a decade. After that, I didn't hear another thing she said. And it happened for a reason. When you dismiss someone's feelings, they pull away. It doesn't matter what the feeling is. They could be scared. They could be proud of something they accomplished. They could be excited, anxious, hurt, or angry. When you brush that emotion aside, the dynamic changes. They stop listening and start protecting themselves. We do this more easily than we realize. We say things like, "It's no big deal," "You're overreacting," "You're privileged." Sometimes we say it casually, but those words instantly change how someone hears us. Once someone feels dismissed, they tune you out. You can have facts, logic, even moral conviction. But if the other person feels brushed aside or reduced to a label they don't recognize, they won't keep listening. I don't think the woman who made me tune out for 10 years understood that. 30 years ago, I heard her on the radio say, "We live in a rape culture." That phrase landed with me like this: men as a group don't take rape seriously. That may not have been her intention, but the words were emotionally charged and defensiveness was likely. It felt sweeping and accusatory. Her worldview was the polar opposite of mine, so I reacted defensively. I shut down. I stopped taking her seriously. I dismissed everything that followed. That's why being right isn't enough to be heard. Looking back, I can see that the hurt part of her was talking, but the way she framed it made it almost impossible for me to listen. 10 years passed before I heard it differently. The difference wasn't the topic. It was the delivery. There was no invalidation, no moral judgment, no blame. People keep listening when they feel heard. You don't have to agree with someone's interpretation, but you don't have to fight their emotion either. So what did I hear after 10 years of shutting down? I heard a different woman describe her experiences and the times she felt danger from men. She didn't impose a worldview. She acknowledged good men and appealed to their sense of decency, suggesting concrete things they could do to protect women. She appealed to the protective instinct instead of demonizing the group. And because of her approach, I could actually hear her. This is the difference between being heard and being ignored. If the first woman alienated me, how many other women did she alienate? And how many of them never heard it differently? If you want to be heard instead of dismissed, start by recognizing the other person's emotion. Not fixing it, not minimizing it. You don't have to agree. But when people feel respected, they listen. Most failed conversations aren't about facts. They're about whether the other person feels taken seriously. You can communicate your message without dismissing someone's feelings. For example, instead of saying, "You're privileged, so you don't care about X," you could say, One challenge I face that you might not even be aware of is X. Feeling dismissed isn't the only reason conversations collapse, but it is a major one. If you want to be heard, don't begin by telling someone their feelings are wrong.